because they arrested me for a DUI about a week or two ago, and I was actually asleep in the car. Didn't know how to turn the key off on the radio, but
Okay.
since the keys were in the ignition, they're accusing me of a DUI.
Oh, you got a DUI, dude. That sucks.
And they impounded the vehicle, and I called it reverse Robin Hood.
Yeah.
Basically, they steal from the poor to give to the rich.
So,
and
hi, I'm Tony. What's your name?
Dan.
Dan. So, how is it living in your truck in Arcata?
Well, I got into this program for car camping, and it's down the road. They took the old Soilscape Solutions. It used to be a waste transfer station, and they converted it into an area for people to camp in their vehicles. And it's run by our Arcata House, and I'm pretty well connected. Really close to advanced degree at HSU, and in '90 I was actually elected student body president. But I moved into that camp, but I wanted to put an RV in there, and they told me it had to be registered in my name, running, and insured to get it in there. So it's I didn't think it would ever happen here, but it is.
Can you show us your living situation? Is that okay?
Yeah, sure. Well, I have my dog Mika. She's back here. I'm going to I just got dog food and all kinds of supplies from a group called AHA. I went there to take a shower.
Yeah.
Affordable Housing Alternatives.
Yeah.
They're probably the top organization. Come on, Mika. I'm here to check about getting my prescriptions filled at CVS.
Mm-hmm.
My dog's a service dog, so she's allowed in and out. But she lives in here with me.
Hi, Mika.
And she's super friendly with people. And she, if it was super cold, I'd let her in the back, but she mostly crashes back here. And I have supplies and food in the passenger seat. Yeah.
Okay.
So, there's a radio in the car.
Yeah.
There's a dome light I'm going to put up. There's some of the electronics doesn't work. I fixed this vehicle. I got it free, and I redid the valves and the cylinder heads. So I spent less than $1,000 into it. It's probably worth about $3,000 now. But
is it still running?
It's running, and it's registered and insured.
Oh, okay.
Which the cops would have stole it from me if it wasn't. I like a few cops, but most of them are down with this policy of gentrifying the town. Most of the politicians are too.
Okay.
So I grabbed this can for recycling in Old Town when I was at the farmer's market.
Yeah.
Here's a cooler I grabbed for my friend full of food. These shoes I got from AHA, and they got wet. Last night I slept in the community center parking lot.
Okay.
And the sprinklers came on and got the inside of this a little wet.
Gosh.
About 3 in the morning. And so I went to casino for a cheap breakfast, and then I went back. Now I got a dental appointment later today, but I pretty much pull the cooler out.
Yeah.
Sleeping bag, crawl in there.
Okay.
And I've been staying with a few friends, but their attitude is starting to suck. So
yeah.
Yeah. So but basically, this came with a shell that was bigger, and it was before I was homeless. But another kid who was homeless took the shell off when I was storing this.
Okay.
And I got him to trade shells and give me $250. He wanted to buy the shell for $450.
Yeah.
Because the other shell was taller and it made it easier to live in. I wish I hadn't done that because I didn't think I was going to be moving in my truck.
Yeah.
At the time, the truck wasn't even running. I was paying somebody $50 to store it.
Okay.
There's a place called the Craftsman's Mall. They told me I could stay there.
Yeah.
Some people, there were mechanics and all kinds of people. Worked and cleaned out. The city had a plan to create a village there.
In Arcata or what's?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's across from HSU.
Okay.
Over by EYE in St. Louis. At
Oh,
the
yeah.
end of near the end of LK Wood, just over the bridge.
Yeah.
There's it's really close to HSU, and so a lot of craftsmen and artists have a space there, workshops and such.
Okay.
And it's probably a 50, 100 acre site or so, depending on the boundary.
Okay.
But we defeated that plan. It was called the Village.
Yeah.
So we fought it back, and they assured everybody staying there that they had 7 years. But the university just bought it through eminent domain, the CSU.
Yeah.
So they're going to go through with this plan. It's going to be all student housing.
Okay.
And they're exempt from CEQA and NEPA, Environmental Policy Act, planning. They're their own entity. It's kind of like dealing with a tribe.
Okay.
They're their own government. So the state of California, the CSU, UC systems, they can kind of do whatever they want, and they don't have to go through
Okay.
policy. Looks like this handicap spot. She's thinking about parking here.
How does
Now
how
she
does
changed
your
her mind because she looked at my living situation.
how does your daily schedule look like, and how do you get food and stuff?
There's a bunch of really good organizations that are feeding people.
Okay.
Right now, I found out near the university where I'm re-enrolling, in the entrance to Arcata Park, they give out lunches Monday through Friday. Arcata House actually runs that. Unfortunately, I found out some things about Arcata House that really did disappoint me and pissed me off.
Yeah.
One of them is that they originally started to give housing to battered women.
Okay.
So, but they've expanded it. But they're a grant eating machine.
Oh.
Basically, they have a ton of money, and most of it goes into staff and gatekeepers for services.
Okay.
So I would say about 90% of their funding goes towards telling people what they can't do
Okay.
and how they can't help them and what they must do to comply.
Okay.
Now, Hatcher just gave me a Proxen kit.
Uh-huh.
Now, I've had friends overdose like crazy, so I got trained in how to revive people that have been overdosed.
Okay.
I have a nasal and an injection kit to
Okay.
bring people back from the fentanyl scourge
Okay.
that's going around.
Oh,
But
I see.
the cops would rather chase me out of this town than see me help people. And honestly, greed seems to be what pays the best.
Okay. Is I don't mean to be offensive, but is there any alcohol or drugs that kind of made you come into this lifestyle, or what?
Well, I would say that alcohol might play a little role in it.
Yeah.
This is recycling. I didn't drink this, but I found this in Old Town in the same. But there is a tiny bit left in there.
Yeah.
I'm not so desperate that I need it right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
but the point is, I've been in trouble for marijuana. I've done years in state prison.
How
I never
many-
would have gotten in trouble if it wasn't for alcohol.
Oh.
So the alcohol cost me several years of my life.
Oh. Yeah. How long were you in prison for? Or
I did
jail?
2 years.
Okay.
Crown Jewel of California State Prisons.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
it's called it's the Cal Poly of prisons. It's at Berkeley. It's the Crown Jewel. It's called California Men's Colony in San Luis Obispo.
Okay.
I had an angle to get in there, but I had a 2-year sentence
Wow.
out of Long Beach,
Okay.
pending a reggae concert with an ounce of weed.
Okay.
And they found more in the car and caregiving contracts, but my defense flailed.
Okay.
Fancy lawyer that I hired had a lot of personal problems and really screwed the case up.
Okay. So a couple arrests for alcohol stuff, but
One of them here
yeah.
landed me in jail for a year in 2 different counties. I went here in Tahoe because I was on probation out of Tahoe.
Okay.
But I would say that the two combined, the alcohol gave them the in to do a search or whatever, and then but the thing is, it really is a war against the poor, because quite simply, if you're rich, you can get an Uber, you can get a ride, you can get a taxi, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
If that amount of money is, you don't have it on your credit card, you need to figure out how you're going to get somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
This morning I was waiting for the breakfast to open, and I laid down for a few minutes outside of a casino, and they said you can't sleep.
Blue
in the
Lake
parking
Casino?
lot. No,
Cherry Heights,
Bear River.
Bear River. Yeah.
Yeah, but I went there for their cheap breakfast. I got my friend who's working a breakfast, but
Is it a couple-
he couldn't wait for me.
$2 to $5, $7.
$5,
Ooh,
$5 for a jackpot breakfast. So
nice. Let's see. A
I
couple
have an
things.
extra one now for my friend who's working and struggling. I'm trying to help him. I don't know. My other rich friend stole the medical pot plants that I got, helping salvage something out of the Craftsman's Mall. I got to clean up a site in exchange for everything in it.
And two questions. What do you want the audience to know about you? And do you have like a social media account or email people can contact you if they want to donate or maybe help you in any way?
Yeah, they can contact me at dan.close@gmail.com.
Can you spell that out?
dan.close@gmail.com.
If they need to contact you for anything.
Yeah, and
What would you like the audience to know about you before
I don't know, I'm listening to the insurrection, and it's like a reverse insurrection. I mean, a lot of the people that need a shower and that are living on the streets actually believe that Donald Trump is their friend.
Mm-hmm.
And they're so clueless. It's so obvious to me that and the weak liberals are the ones that created this. It's by shooting Bernie in the foot and stabbing him in the back.
Yeah.
Hillary created the ground that allowed a madman like Trump to be elected, and she and the Democrats are to blame because they weren't fair. They didn't play fair in the beginning.
Okay.
And it allowed for every conspiracy theory to work. There has to be 10% truth. Like, there had to be some bad Jews in order for Hitler to be able to make the case. So,
Okay.
it's obviously Hitler's a madman. So is Donald Trump.
Okay. Awesome. Well, thank you very much.
Sure. I don't understand how they think they're going to save anybody if they spend federal dollars like that,
Right. Yeah.
So, I want to get on their board.